Hey guys, it's Carrie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sorry, this is a little weird right now. This angle, I feel like it's really weird. But I'm not changing it, I'm too lazy. But today first off, Happy New Year. It's 2018, 2017, was not very good. I can't wait. 2018 is gonna be my year. And one of my New Year resolutions, though, was to start posting more on YouTube. And I bought myself a laptop. I saved up my money, and I bought myself a laptop. I'm just as shook as you guys are. If you know me at all, you know I cannot save my money. I'm not very impulsive. I'm not an impulsive buyer, but I'm the type of person that'd be like, man, I really want this. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna push this off. I don't need this. If I really want it, I'll come back and get it. And I will literally do that for months. And there could be multiple items at a time that I want, and then I'll cave in and buy all of those items at once. So that's how I do my things. And so, that's why, I'm always buying something, because I'm always, wanting something, and then, no, I'll get another time, and then it's a vicious cycle. But I bought myself a laptop. It's not a MacBook or anything special. It's just a regular AC Windows computer. But I'm going to start editing on it. There's basically no excuse on why I cannot post videos. I'm very excited for this video. Oh, for this laptop. But, yeah. This angle's weird. I know. I'm sitting on my bed, and you're just, propped up against my laptop. But this is what I'm doing because I'm very lazy. But today I'm doing the 50 bookish tag. I love tags. Nobody does them anymore. They're so a gazillion years ago. But I'm going to do that. My hair looks so light in this lighting. Yeah, I love reading. Reading is one of my things. Reading is one of my hobbies. It's something I like to do. I'm always reading a book. 9 times out of 10 at school, there's a book in my hand. If it's not in my hand, then it's in my backpack. I always have a book on me. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. First question is, what was the last book you read? The last book I finished, it was All the Right Places by Jennifer Niven, I think. Niven. Yeah. Was it a good one? It is an amazing book. I think it's one of the best books I've ever read. It might just be my favorite book. What made it so good? I just loved the characters in it, and just what happened in the story. It's a little it is depressing, but I call it beautifully depressing. Those are my favorite types of one of my favorite types of book. They're very depressing, but they just change you in a way. It can be just a little bit, but just in a way that you notice, at least for me. So yeah, and I just love the characters. Theo. I see if you don't, I have a book review. Tumblr. Don't post very often because I don't read very often. I read a lot, but I don't finish books very often. But I'll link it down below on my Tumblr if you want to check out my one book review. But maybe I'll also do book review videos. That might be a little bit better. Side note, anyway. But I just love Theodore and Violet. I see little bits and pieces of myself in both of them. I think they're very sweet and beautiful characters, and I just love everybody in that book. And I just liked everything. It wasn't one of the type of books that it took forever for it to get to the good part. The good part to happen from the first sentence, you know. I was immediately hooked onto that book. It was amazing. Or it is amazing. What do you recommend to other people? Definitely. If you like romance books, you will love this book. How often do you read? If I'm at school, I read almost every day. School, I just always have time to read in school. I'm very fast when I do my work. I'm one of the first people done, or maybe not one of the first, but I'm done and I have time to read at school. At home, I just never pick up a book. It's terrible. I'm trying to change that, but yeah. I don't know. I'm just a slow reader. I can't read really fast. I don't grasp it, and then I'm completely lost. Do you like to read? I love reading, but I only like to read books I'm interested in. What was the last bad book you read? Oof. I started reading Looking for Alaska by John Green. I love John Green. I'm currently reading Abundance of Catherines, which I'm really liking. But Looking for Alaska, it got nowhere. I didn't finish. I got maybe 50 pages in, and I was like, I'm putting this down. I did buy the book, so I still have the book, but I'll pick it up again, definitely for sure, but I don't know when that would be. What made you dislike it? It was just very slow. It was boring. If you don't know, it's about this guy who is going to this boarding school his dad went to. It's like all prestigious, whatever. And he like meets his roommate is friends with this girl in Alaska, I think, and he basically falls in love with her. But like, it doesn't. I don't know. It's like she has a boyfriend and she's like weird. I don't know. It was just sucky. Do you wish to be a writer? I don't wish to be a writer. I don't want that to be as my profession, but I definitely want to publish a book or two in my life. It's on my bucket list. Has any book ever influenced you greatly? I think every book influences me. I pick little things from every book that I like and I apply them to my life. Whether that's something that's a dumb thing or like it could even make me realize, man, I really love doing that too, or I want to do that one day, or anything like that. Like I know All the Right Places for Me, they explore their state. Illinois, I think. Oklahoma or Illinois. I can't remember. But is Oklahoma in Illinois? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a state. I know my geography, as you can tell. But like I'm from Florida. By the way, it's currently 50 degrees in Florida. I'm a Floridian. I've been born and raised here. And I like the cold. But like, that's really cold. And, like tonight it's supposed to get down in the 30s. Like I think the lowest is like 37 degrees. Like it starts snowing at 32 degrees. Like, but I live in South Florida, so I doubt we'll get any snow. But you can only hope. But yeah, I just I kind of want to like explore my state. I have done a lot of exploring. I've gone to Disney. I've gone to Tampa. I've gone to Miami. I've gone to Fort Lauderdale. I've been to like a lot of places in my state, but I want to visit the small little things. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But just like I take little stuff from those books and like I apply them to my life. Okay. Favorite book? I think it's All the Right Places. I think about that book a lot. I love that book. I'm thinking about buying that book. Like I usually just rent books from the library or I get them from like a used bookstore. But like All the Right Places are really good. Yeah. But I also love Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Read the book 3 times and it's just like it gives me the same feels every time. It's just so freaking amazing. Do you prefer physical books or reading on a device like a Kindle? Definitely physical books. I've tried reading on a Kindle before and it's fine. Like obviously I can do it, but I just prefer to like grasp a book and hold a book, and I love the smell of a book and just all that fun stuff. When did you learn to read? I was about 4 or 5 years old. I had a tag Go Reader. I started reading in preschool. And I think it's a little early. Most kids I think start learning to read in kindergarten. But I've always been a very advanced reader. Like in 2nd grade, I was on a 7th grade level. I'm in 7th grade now. Yeah, I've always been at the top of my reading classes. Yeah. That has nothing to do with the question. What is your favorite book that you had to read in school? I'm only in 7th grade, so we haven't read too many classics. But I really enjoyed last year. We read The K. I really liked The K. We read The Outsiders, which I thought was good as well. What else did we read? I read The Giver, which was fine. What is your favorite genre? I love young adult novels, but more like love story, and they have like romance in them. Basically like love stories, but like young adult ones, not like grown up ones where like it's boring, you know? Like the small like boring ones you see at like Target. Like actual like love stories that you see, you know? If that makes sense. Like teen, whatever, I don't know. What is your favorite character in a book series? It's a tie between Edward Cullen. If you know me, you know I love Edward Cullen. I want a guy to love me the way Edward Cullen loves Bella. And then I also love Theodore Finch from All the Right Places. What book do you wish had a sequel? I really wish Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell had a sequel. I don't mind the way it ended, but I feel like my hair looks so poofy. But I feel like I would like for them to meet again in the future. Don't want to give away too many spoilers if you've never read it. But basically, like, they're in love. These 2 teenagers in love. But Eleanor's home life isn't very good. So she ends up running away to her uncle's house in another state. I think it's in Minnesota. And I don't know where she lives. So yeah, and Park sends her letters after she's gone. She never responds until one day she sends like a postcard that has like barely anything written on it. I think there's like nothing written on it, but just like her address, and he like, you know, is satisfied, whatever. But I kind of want them to meet up again, maybe she surprises him or something. I don't know how that would work out, but I doubt that book will ever have a sequel. What book wish you didn't have it? Which book do you wish didn't have a sequel? Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. That book I read last year. Once again, I'm not really. It was weird. I picked that book up because I'm not much of a love story person. I mean, like action type of whatever. That didn't have much of a love story. There was a slight love story, not too much. But that book was amazing. I loved the first book. I thought it was one of the most refreshing books I've read in a very long time. I read the second one and I hated it. It did not make sense. It was boring. It was just stupid. It was kind of uncreative, and I just hated it. And I think the first one you could have just left alone. Sure, it was a cliffhanger, but I was pretty satisfied with it. So yeah, and that second book was terrible. I think it was like, it wasn't Library of Souls. I don't think it was. It was like, I don't know what it was, but it was sucky. That's what it was. Do you like it when books become movies? I don't mind it, as long as it turns out well. Which book was ruined by its movie adaptation? I think it was Paper Towns by John. I love John Green. If you can't tell, I really like all of his work. But Paper Towns, I read the book. I first saw the movie, and I loved the movie. Even my dad loved the movie. I saw it with my dad, and he loved it. And then later on, I got the book, and I read the book. And the book is nothing like the movie. It's basically the same plot, but it's executed totally differently. Like, spoiler alert. But in the movie, he ends up going to prom. In the book, he doesn't go to prom. He like stays in like that like that strip mall, you know, that's like abandoned. He's like there that night, pretty sure. So like yeah, it's not similar at all. That's just like one example. Like I don't think they didn't go to graduation. Well, I can't remember if they did in the movie or not. But yeah, it's just totally different, which is upsetting. But yeah, which movie has done a book justice? I don't think any movie can do a book justice. There's something just about a book that's just perfect. But the Hunger Games series was not bad at all. The only thing that sucked was they took out Madge. You know, she's kind of her. It's like she's the one that gave Katniss the pin, and that kind of sparked the revolution, or like was a symbol for the revolution. And they took out, what were those people from District 8? I can't remember their name. But they took them out from that was sucky. Some things like that, but it was still pretty much the same, which I really liked. If I Stay was okay. From what I remember, I only saw that book once. I mean, saw that movie once. I read that book once. It was fine, whatever. Yeah, I'm looking at like my bookshelf over there. Like, what did I like? You know. You read while in the bed. I actually can't read while in bed. I don't find it comfortable. I prefer to read in the car. That's my favorite spot to read. Do you read while in the car? That's my favorite spot to read. I can focus and zoom in on the book, and that's where I get most of my reading done. Do you read while in the bath? No, because I don't take baths. Are you a slow reader? I'm not slow, but I'm not fast either. I'm mediocre. Like, I can get through a book, whatever, but, like, I don't know. I kind of touched on this before. I don't want to make this video super long. What book is next on your list to read? I think that's a great question. A book I really would like to read... I want to read Everything, Everything. That movie was amazing. I loved that movie so much, and I could only wonder how the book was. 13 Reasons Why I have been itching to read. I also been wanting to read Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls. I've been wanting to read that book for like the past 3 years, honestly. I just haven't done it. Yeah, I can never really choose on what book to read at a time, not gonna lie. I always have, like, a list somewhere of, like, books I do want to read. Which book have you reread the most? It's a tie between Eleanor and Park and Twilight. The first one, I read both of those books 3 times, I think. Have I read Twilight 4? I read it in 5th grade, and I read it in 6th grade. I don't think I did. I read it this summertime, and then I read it this year again. Yeah, 3 times. 3 or 4, I can't remember. I think it was 3. But yeah, that probably won't be the last time. I usually read those books about once a year. Because I just love those books, and I just love them. Everything I'm going to do today, I did not answer all these questions because some of them were lame and boring. So I thought, why would I answer the lame and boring ones, you know? Because I'm not lame or boring. But check out my Tumblr if you want to. I'm not forcing you, whatever. It's like teenager book reviews. Teenage book reviews, I wrote it down. Teenagers Read is a URL. Anyway, I was stupid. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification. When you subscribe, hit the bell, and then you'll be notified every time I post a freaking video, which will be at least once a week. Sometimes twice if I'm feeling saucy or spicy. But I'm going to go download a video editor, and then I'm going to edit this video and then post it. Yay me. Goodbye, everybody.